Welcome back to Show Up Uncut with Em and Jess.
Welcome, guys. It's been a while, and we've got the amazing Sonia from the salon doctor,
Correct.
who's been in the industry, the hairdressing industry, for 37 years now. So, Sonia, can you talk a little bit about what you do, how long you've been in the industry, obviously with exactly what you've been doing, and just a little bit about yourself? Stop it.
I'm so sorry, guys. I've been really sick, so this might be interesting.
Okay.
Sorry, Sonia.
No, thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me to your show up. I love it, absolutely. And Jess, you're an absolute.
Bring your microphone close to you. Yeah. We're a bit rusty, guys. We haven't been here for a while. It's been nearly 8 weeks, and this is Sonia's first time on a podcast.
No, it's not my first time,
Okay,
but
amazing.
with you guys it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, keep going.
That's okay. So 37 years in total. I did my apprenticeship and then had my own salon. I actually own 2 salons. And then when I had my first salon, I ended up having to sell that salon. And then I went to corporate sales. So I did corporate sales for 10 years, which was great. And then after that, really loved it. But I got actually poached by one of the industries in our hairdressing industry to actually do sales in salons. So then I ended up 15 years doing, being a business development manager and a sales rep in our hairdressing industry. So over those 15 years, I really felt that I was working a lot with my clients on how to grow their business. So when I'd go in there, I'd actually start asking them about, tell me a little bit about your retail, tell me about, because a lot of salons don't like retail, don't want to sell, don't like having stock on their shelves.
Yeah, because I feel like it's like pushy. Like I've been like in that state before where, I've kind of like felt like you don't want to feel like you're just pushing things onto people.
Sure.
But like, yeah, I've come very far now where it's like I see it as a service as a whole. Like, why would you be paying this much to have your hair done and then not?
Yeah, exactly.
Using it,
Not sell retail.
yeah.
Well, it's a maintenance. I kind of talk about they're in the salon for maybe 2-3 hours, but what do they do with their hair 6 weeks at home, right?
Yeah.
So we forget about that part of the service.
Yeah.
So I actually started educating my clients on how to pay their retail bill, right? Because a lot of times their retail bill's paid out of their hair, right? Because they don't sell it in time. They buy stock. It sits on the shelf. So then they don't want more stock. So when us reps go in, it's like, we don't want to spend more money. So then I started really unpacking that for my clients and saying, well, tell me, how many staff do you have? Who sells, who's not recommending? Do you incorporate that in a consultation? What does that look like? So I actually built up my clientele and was very successful in my sales because I actually built my salons up. So they were selling really well. So that kind of organically built my business on the back end.
Yeah.
And really loved that. And then I felt like I was coaching a lot. And so then I decided to put my hat up with sales for the company I was working for. I did go into pharmaceutical sales a little bit, but then I really felt I had a lot of salons still ringing me saying, can you please help me? So then I developed the Salon Doctor, and I developed a 6-module course on how to actually educate salons. And I really felt that staff, like a lot of salon owners will go and do, they'll get a coach, but then they have to implement that into their teams, and they're very time poor because a lot of the time salon owners are the business. So I thought I'd cut to the chase and I'd actually educate staff and build their confidence up and find out why aren't they selling. They hate the word sell. So I would actually unpack, well, what does that look like for you? What don't you like about recommending? It's not selling, it's recommending, and so it's been really successful. Had a lot of salons get their revenue up within the first 2 weeks. Sometimes I've done a course in the morning and they've done $600 worth of retail sales in the afternoon.
Yeah, wow.
And they're lucky if they've even done like 200 that week.
Because then it becomes more like, especially as you said, when you're not using the word sell, it becomes more organic. You actually, and if you recommend and you really enjoy that product or like that product, it's going to come across like, when I started with Em, when she started doing my hair, I used to use, and I was telling you about it, I used to go to Coles and just get whatever was on special. And as soon as I started to actually invest in my hair, and then she's like, you need to use, what's the brand?
Cune.
Yeah. And my hair, like I always get compliments on my hair, like all the time. And it's so
because like you're one of those people that like, you know, when like people use the supermarket like shampoo and they just think we're talking shit, and then they
It's very alkaline based.
we convert you, and you're like, this is the best ever.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like
They're
literally
a
we're not-
walking advertisement, right?
yeah, literally,
Yeah. So I feel like if you're, when you coming to like a sales perspective, like if you are actually passionate, like with coaching for me, I don't go into consults calls looking at it as I'm trying to sell them my business or my service. It's because I'm so passionate about them. I know that I've got a solution for them and I'm going to be able to help them get to their goals. And that's same with like, you know, with sales, you know, that they're going to, when you educate them, they know that they're going to be able to get to their hair goals.
You know, it's like I struggle sometimes with my staff is how to teach them how to do that, because like I feel like for me it just is so natural. Like I can naturally just sort of recommend things to people like without it seeming like, you know what I mean? Like I'll just be like, I'll be feeling with their hair and I'll just be like, what do you use at home? And like I think I'm a very approachable person, I think, at the salon as well. Like a lot of my clients do become like my really good friends.
But they
So,
do.
Yeah.
They become your family,
I just
right?
find it super organically for myself, but then I struggle to sort of like, you can't really teach that. Like,
Well, you can.
you can.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah, that's exactly right why you're here. But like for me personally, I like struggle to sort of like
Coach your staff.
yes,
Yeah.
into like how to
And
do
sometimes
that.
they don't. They when a staff when an owner teaches their staff, it comes across that you want them to sell so you make more money. So it's that's their perception. So when they actually understand it coming from my perspective is that it's part of your job. And one of the key things you just said, Jess, was Em will actually say, this is what you need.
Mm.
And that is the key. A lot of staff will say, oh, I think you should use this, or I think this product would be good. Well, do you know it's going to be good, or
like,
is it going to be good?
But it's like, okay.
But that's exactly right?
Yeah.
When you speak from a place of confidence, you know what you're talking about, and it's non-negotiable. Your client just goes, okay. It's not even a question. Do you need
about it? Because that's
It's not even a question of do you want to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the problems you're having. This is what you need to fix it. Now it's up to you whether you're going to want to fix it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's not a push. I'm just telling you, you've just told me your hair's this, this, and this.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a solution to fix it.
Yeah. Do you agree with not like overwhelming them as well? Like you don't want to overwhelm them with like say for example, if someone only uses supermarket shampoos and they're like, oh, these are my issues, I'll be like, okay, let's start with the shampoo and conditioner first, rather than recommending like 6 products. You know what I mean? Because I would prefer someone to start using a good shampoo and conditioner before they go and use a freaking curl cream or something. Because it's like if you're using Tresemme, your hair's going to be shit anyway. The curl cream's not really going to do too much.
I always use a philosophy of skincare. So with skincare, you use your cleanser, your toner, and your moisturizer.
Yeah.
It's non-negotiable. That's what you use. And then you go to Sephora, and then they recommend this cream, and they use a pour of this, and then they use vitamin C, and then it's the same thing, right? So what are the issues? And your basic fundamentals is shampoo and conditioner. Yeah. That's where that's how I tell my client. That's your basic entry point. Yeah. Right? But then if you want to actually fix anything else, okay, well, how many treatments are you having? I use client cards, you know. People don't use I unpack everything, right? When I do my training, I literally unpack absolutely everything. So I talk about even record cards. What do you write? If you're writing 6N20 volt, I'm telling you, in 45 minutes, I've been in the industry 37 years, 45 minutes has not changed in the whole time I've worked in the industry. So you don't need to write 45 minutes, but are you talking about what you're writing down about their haircut? What do you write about what you recommended? Did they buy the retail when they come back in, 2 months' time, and you say to them, how much do you have left? Well, they don't know how much they've got left. They just know they haven't run out.
I know.
Okay?
I always get to the point where I'm like,
right. So if you know they bought it 2 months ago, let them know, Jess, I know from this service to your next, you're going to run out. You're going to need to top up. Oh, okay, no worries. Rather than relying on them running out, they go online and they buy it.
Yeah.
Right. So why aren't we having these conversations and using a client card? So there's so much I unpack. And I also talk about confidence, because a lot of them don't have the confidence because they don't know what to ask. So then I give them a cheat sheet. What questions are you asking? And I'm not talking generic questions. Like we know how to, qualify a color, what's their root color, what color we're putting on, how much you overtone, things like that. I'm not talking about those questions. I'm actually talking about retail questions and then closing the sale. because we're really good at educating our clients, and then they go away and they go to Hair House Warehouse or they go to Price Hack and then they buy the retail, right?
Yes.
So we're really good at educating, but we're not good at asking for the sale.
Yeah.
Right. So I do, like I said, I do cover, and even no, like a lot of staff don't like the word no. Well, what does no mean? Does it mean that we haven't really qualified? Does it mean that we're not coming across confident enough? Are we, as our psychologically, we're talking ourselves out of the sale? Oh, it's expensive. I don't think I can afford it. So I don't want to ask for the extra $80. There's so much that I unpack.
Sure.
Body language. So yeah.
Yeah.
I do that. I'm a rose, as I said before about like just recommending the shampoo and the conditioner because I don't want to overwhelm them. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I can be bad for that. I can make up excuses like, oh, like, you know, they're already paying like nearly $500 for their service.
But how are they going to maintain
Yeah, no,
it?
I know. But just listening to you say that, I'm just like guilty.
And also too, when you think about how much retail costs now in supermarkets, back in the day, okay, I am a veteran in the industry. So back in the day, we had Pert, we had 2-in-1s, we had, and it was cheap to buy. But now you go to the supermarket, I'm telling you, they're buying shampoo every fortnight. If you ask your client, how often are you buying it? Every time I go grocery shopping, okay? And it's costing them $20. If you actually work out how long our last and how long theirs last, I'm telling you, they're spending more on rubbish than if they actually were to invest in good product. So when you actually break it down and actually give them numbers too, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm actually saving money, and I'm actually, you know, keeping the integrity of my hair, keeping integrity of my toner, keeping integrity of my condition. So yeah, I unpack that with staff as well. Like, what does that look like? Going into, you know, KPIs and targets. I go into that as well. You know, they don't like doing targets, but everyone loves making money.
Yeah.
So that kind of doesn't make sense to me either. So then, because I'm a sales background, I actually help them unpack what that looks like per week, what that breaks down to a daily figure. How do we achieve that? I've got staff now making $700 to $1,200 a week in retail, and I've had DMs going, oh my God, I closed my target in 3 days and I'm making extra money every month. Happy days. Right?
Yeah, that's everyone's dream.
Yeah.
Make more moolah.
Yeah, because I have obviously KPIs for the girls to hit, and then they make commission off that. So it's like,
And are
I don't
they
know,
making
I think we need to have a conversation.
So are they making targets?
They like sometimes, but not often.
Yeah.
And they're not unachievable. Like for how much the salon cost me to run, like it's literally what I have to be making.
Yeah.
Because it's not freaking cheap.
Yeah,
to run a
100%.
business. Like,
But it's easy
people-
to make it when they understand it and they
100%.
see it.
yeah. And they're motivated. Like they're not lazy staff either. They're motivated. So like that's not the issue.
Oh, so little tweaks, honestly.
Yeah.
Even
well,
just
we need
doing
to- we
the
need to hit you
course.
up.
Just doing the course, honestly, it is a game changer.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
I've seen it time and time and time again.
Yeah. I feel like too with hair, like you can become a little bit like, because, you know, you have people come in, they become your friends, and you become a bit like lazy. Like people become a bit lazy because it's like, you know, you're coming in and like you're having a chat, and like, to be fair with you, like most of my client base are made up from my friends and my family. So like, you know, it's kind of trying to like,
Yeah, so I actually talk about that.
putting on the like the work hat and just taking off the friend
Yes,
hat for a hot minute.
do that in
Yeah.
the beginning, right? So when they come in, they'll go in, and the first thing we talk about is, oh my God, how are you guys getting married in? Oh, the countdown's on. Rather than going into that, or they come in and they're really excited, just say, Jess, I can't wait for you to tell me all about it, but let's just get this consultation done. And then we can talk about the wedding for the rest of the conversation. And they go, oh, okay. So then really strip that back and go, right, let's talk hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you've got the whole time to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Right, we're doing the same color? Yes. Are we doing color balance? Yes. Have you been using shampoo and conditioner? Yes, no, da-da-da. We did a treatment 2 months ago. We know that's not in your hair anymore. We need to top that up. Are you happy for that? We asked to do the treatment again this appointment? Yes, great. So now I've just covered
all of it.
Your retail, your treatment, your color balance, your color, your cut. Then you know what? I don't have to worry about that while the blow dry is going. I don't have to worry about that when I've got to do another color while your color's on.
Yeah.
Get it done straight away.
Yeah.
Like plan your day. I talk about planning. You know, we're on computers now, so we don't pull off client cards anymore. As I said, the dinosaur in the industry.
I
used
was
to have
there when I
client
started
talk.
my apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Open the foil,
Yeah.
filing cabinet. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Apprentices have it so easy these
Yeah.
days. Like,
But you know what? Get them to print
honestly.
it off. Emma,
Yeah.
get them to print it off
Okay,
and
cool.
plan their day.
Yeah.
You've got 5 clients for the day. Spend 10 minutes. I had a rule that even if my clients would turn up at the door early, because they always do. So your 9 o'clock's always there at 10 to 9. I'd say, great, come in, take a seat. I'll be 10 minutes. I start at 9, but I'd always print off my cards and I'd quickly do a scan over, and I knew what I was going to talk about, with who, about what.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to think about it on the hawk when that client came in of what I was going to talk about. I knew.
Yeah.
You know, write down what are they having. And another thing, you went on holidays, is that right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Who looked after your clients?
My manager Amy. Some
Okay.
of them though, a lot of them did want to wait the full 6 weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm very busy now. I want to go back to work.
Yeah, right.
That's fine.
So
But yeah.
So the good thing is, if you actually write everything down on a client card and
Yeah.
you happen to be sick, then how good is that? That let's say Jess is your client and you're sick, and I've got to look after Jess. I can actually pick up that card and go, Jess, now I know Em has done this, this, and this. I know you're using this, this, and this, and I know this is where you're up to. You're going to go, oh, great. I don't need to be worried about Sonia doing my hair. She knows everything. But how many times have we not put that on a card? I've actually done an undercover employee in a salon, because I do that as well.
Undercover, like go in there.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, go in, like,
I go in and I do a trial. No, no, I'll be a trial hairdresser. So I'm actually going in and doing a work trial.
Yeah.
So the staff think I'm actually going to be employed,
Oh my God, I love it.
right? So they don't. So,
She's
So-
looking at hiring. Looking at hiring a senior. Maybe we can get you in.
Yeah.
I'm sure Amy and Ava don't listen to this.
right. So I'll go in and see how the staff treat me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't know how the staff treats a new employee.
Yeah.
Where they show me around the salon, whether they show me where the towels, things are. And I'll go in and do a client, and they'll see how I work. And then I get to see how they work, how things happen in the background, because things are very different
Oh my
sometimes.
God, this like makes would be so interesting.
We're just gonna have to push this episode back.
Yeah.
Wait until she's
So-
gone.
So I went into a salon and they gave me a client to do, and I actually asked the receptionist, "Oh, can you print off this client card?" So it was a regular client, and they go, "We don't have one." Now this is a regular client that didn't have a client card, and I had to do a full consultation again, and I felt bad for the client, because then she says to me, "Oh, I'm happy with the last color. I'll just have the same." Now, if you know hair, no color is going to be the same 6 weeks later. No color. There's going to be slight fading,
Yeah.
especially with the red color, right? So I had to then decipher. So I had to
The
really-
result that she actually really wanted.
when I wanted, and
Yeah.
I'm like, so when I had to do it, so I give a report to the salon owner of what that, 2 hours look like, and I'm like, I had no client card. Like, that is a fundamental in a salon, but this happens. Like, trust me, I've seen it all. Like, when I'm on my lives and my stories on Instagram, I'm telling you, when I talk about stuff that I've seen, trust me, there's something I've seen it all in
Yeah.
15 years of selling, right? So yeah, I really unpacked that as
Yeah.
well.
What was your biggest challenge like when you started? Because you had 2 salons, and obviously you've been in the industry for so long. As a business owner, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced throughout your time
Look,
The whole time, or just as a salon owner, or
within owning a business, like as a business owner, rather than not
guess-
just
Just in
so much
general,
sale? Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'm come from old school training. So when you went through the ranks in the salon, you were trained every part of the way, right? So you weren't put on the floor until you could actually physically go on the floor. You weren't trained to be a manager unless you could physically do that step. So we had, my training was very strict, and we had a consultation coach every week for 12 months.
oh my God,
It was called Client Communication Services. We did with, his name was Bruce Corderville. I actually caught up with a lady and she said, I think he's still around. And he used to come every week, and we used to do client communication services. We used to do our consultations and recommend retail on that inception. So for me, it's not unusual to talk about retail on that first initial consultation and unpack, well, why did you come? Why did you pick our salon? Like, I will ask these real questions that it's not just hair related.
Yeah.
So when I actually did open my salon, I felt like I already had the tools. And you kind of really find out really quickly who's in for the long game and who's not. So some staff would really step up, and some who, were challenged. Then I was always really good at saying, okay, well, talk to me. What does that look like for you? Tell me what you're struggling with. So really keeping that open communication. So I had 6 staff and a receptionist, and we pumped it. And I didn't sell the salon because I wanted to sell. I got divorced.
Yeah.
So I probably would have still had the salon, to be honest, because it was amazing. I loved it. If I didn't get divorced, that was kind of collateral damage from that. But
did you work in it as well, or did you? Yeah. Did you work full time in it, or did you?
Yeah, I did 4 days a week when I had my second salon.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to open up again.
Yeah.
And I opened up in an area and I had no clients, like not one. And I closed my books in 6 months. And I only worked 4 days a week. And I didn't do Saturdays and I didn't do Thursday nights.
Wow.
So it's referral. So I talk about even with staff, like, it's your responsibility to build up your clientele. It's not the owner's, and to market it, to advertise it, to, Instagram it. You should be getting clients that say, oh my God, I love Emma doing my hair. They go home, they tell everyone about it. So they're going, you know what? I'm not happy with my hairdresser. I'm going to go see Em. That's how you build your clientele. Yeah. It's not about you advertising and bringing new clients to the door. That's a bonus, right? But what are you doing for your own clientele?
Yeah. And like I find too, like a lot of the time being the salon owner, when people come, like I don't know what it is about it, but they want to see you. And like I've just put in like a thing now, because I've only just recently taken, I used to work 5 days. I used to work 40 hours a week plus then run the business. So I've only just stepped back down to 4. And then I do Wednesdays as my admin day, which has been like, oh my God, life-saving.
Yep.
But yeah, so like I've only just started to do that. So I don't know where I was going with this. I've just completely lost my train of thought.
You're talking about how you stepped back in the salon, and
so
people want you to do their hair, right?
Yeah, and I've only just, I was just like,
I'm very good listening.
Well, so I've done that, but I've also actually put in our online booking that I'm actually no longer taking new clients because I just don't have the capacity.
Because your books,
I've been now doing this for like nearly I've been hairdressing for 12 years, but like having my business for nearly 7. So like I'm like now at the point where like I would prefer to be doing my regular clients who have been loyal to me for 7 years than taking on these new people when I've got staff who can take on new clients.
Yeah, but you can even, if you wanted to, you could even, if a client rang and said, look, I really want you to do it, you could actually do the consultation with the stylist and say, look.
That's a really good idea.
You know what I mean? So you do the introduction, say, look, I would love to do your hair. Yeah. But you know what? Jess is here and I have my full faith in Jess, and we're going to do a consultation together, but I'm going to leave you in good hands with her. And then they feel like they're supported.
Yeah.
And they don't feel like they're missing out.
Yeah.
So they actually get to touch you.
Yeah.
Little bit.
That's a really but also being just palmed off in a way.
But then you kind of do like a bit of a handover even without doing the hair.
We kind of do that already though, don't we? Like we're a very close-knit team, which is really cool. Like everyone sort of jumps in on.
Yeah.
And we all, what I love too is that we, as soon as someone walks through the door, every single one of us is like, hello, like we greet every single one of us.
I talk about that too. The first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 by 10. So the first 10 minutes of that client will determine whether they come back or not.
Yeah. And like that's one of the biggest things of feedback that I get, which I love, is that people just say that like they love coming to us because like it's just the best vibe and like everyone feels like they're coming to see a friend.
Absolutely.
And, like,
it's so important.
Yeah, it is. And it's such an industry where if like 2 people aren't getting along, oh my God, everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
Like we're working on people with people so you can just feel the vibe. Oh God, how many times have you been into a salon that's like...
I've seen it all.
Yeah. Honestly.
I've seen it all.
Worst. I've worked in, salon and, the drama. I was just like, this is so awkward.
You've got to remember, one thing I talk about is you've got to remember when a new client comes into your business, they've got to trust you before you do their hair.
Yeah.
So think about how daunting that is.
Yeah.
It's like going to the doctor and going to get surgery, okay, and not having a consultation.
Yeah.
You have to trust him, but that's what they do. They have to. I say to staff, You think about it from a client perspective. They have to trust you before you've done anything, right?
Yeah.
So you really need to make sure that you're covering every single base, you're asking every single question, and you're really, really qualifying the expectation. Because if the client knows the expectation and you know what you can deliver, I mean, someone comes in with really thick, well, you've got really fine hair, and they come in with a phone and they go, I want this, and it's really thick. Well, some hairdressers will go, oh yeah, we can do that. And you go, no, you can't.
Yeah.
No day of the week are you going to be able to achieve that. But you know what? Let's unpack it. What I can do for you is this, this, and this. I can get close to this. Or getting the expectation right and getting a client to understand what you really can achieve, then they're sold.
Yeah.
But don't sell them a dream and then you're going to get a bad Google review because they've promised and under-delivered.
Yeah.
I'd rather over-promise.
100%.
You
do that too, like when people are going from like, light, from darker to lighter, and you're just like, I always downplay it, and I'm like, prob's not going to get there. I'll show them on the color chart where we'll probably get to. It's usually like a much darker too, because then like I get it that little bit lighter, and they're like, oh, I love it. Like it's so much lighter than I was expecting, and then you're like, yeah.
When I do
if
foils,
I just say, yeah, I'll get you blonde from black, they're going to be like, why is my hair not blonde? Why is it still like a level 4?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
When I do foils, I hardly ever tone.
Wow.
Hardly ever tone because
I love that.
I lift properly.
Yeah.
I lift slowly. I lift properly. I still have girlfriends. I think one was on one of my lives with me, and she's rang me up, because we're still close friends, but she's like, I know we still talk, but you need to do my hair again. I don't care. No ifs, no buts. She had an absolute disaster. But I foil her hair. The salon was doing her hair, couldn't get it light enough, always got it brassy. I do her foils. But I said to her, non-negotiables, we have to do hair every 6 weeks. I don't want any banding. I don't want it too far away from the roots. And I can lift that and no toner. And she's like, aren't we doing a toner? It doesn't need toner. If you lift it up to the right level, you don't need to tone. Maybe you might need a purple shampoo, if that at best, But yeah, I think definitely really qualifying the client what you're able to achieve and be honest. Sometimes we don't want to be, we're too scared. And I find that with staff, the confidence in, what they can achieve, confidence in retail, we don't need to know all the ingredients, but think of 3 main things that you can remember. What does it do?
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
I love that. There you go. I don't really know much about hair, but I'm learning a lot. I do have a question. What strategy has been the most effective in growing your business? So over the last couple of years, obviously you've got the salon doctor now, you're doing your courses, and you're also traveling around New South Wales to salons to teach. For somebody that is, and this is like a generic question because we've got many different, people in business, so not just based around, I guess, hair, but what was your best strategy in growing your business and getting clientele?
I think networking has been a big...
Love it, don't we? We love networking.
Yeah.
That was so gay. And I was like, is she really going to do it? I better not let her. She's hesitant.
Going to Europe and think she's too cool now.
That's too funny.
Yeah, networking, definitely.
Networking. I think networking, and I think, look, I know a lot of salons and a lot of them, and you know what? A lot of them, I'm not, I guess, pulling my own chain here, but a lot of them really missed me because I could go into a salon and I knew their stock control, I knew what they ordered, they trusted me. They always were keen to see, A, what I wore, B, I'd always go in just so excited. I go, oh my God, we've got this product. And they knew if I recommended something, they knew it was going to sell. It was going to be good for their business. I would never talk about anything that wasn't. The company I worked for had over 9,000 SKUs. Okay. And I always knew what I was going to go into the salon with. And I always talked about 2 or 3 that were staple. If I needed to talk about something else, then I'd go into something else. But I always had a focus and I'd say, right, talk to me about what color you're using. Where are the gaps? Okay, because not every brand is going to fill every need, right? So where are the gaps in your business? Talk to me. And then I could actually find something that fit in with your business that we had, because we had so many SKUs, right? Do you sell electricals? A lot of salons don't like electricals because they think it's a lot of money sitting on the shelf. But I don't know about you, Em, but I wouldn't use anything but a Parlux, okay? I want my clients to use Parlux. I used to sell Parlux like going out, going out the door. You used to sell Silver Bullet.
So we only use Parlux too, but I have a Dyson. But yeah, same.
Right?
I sell Cloud9 hair straighteners because that's what we use in the salon.
Right.
Yeah.
So your clients want to use. So I actually unpack all of this and go, right, this is how you're going to recommend it. So it was I never had to do a hard sell. I just actually asked you, tell me where the gaps are in your business, where do you want to grow, and where do we want to increase revenue?
And it's funny that you say that you ask, because like for me personally, sometimes I get so up in my head, and like, it could be my ADHD, but I'm literally just always like, sometimes I can't think, like, I'm like, what, like, I can't mentally think, like, what is it that I need? Sometimes you just need a person to be like,
tell me,
help you unpack it. Yeah.
Feel like, your colors, how are your toners?
Yeah. I let things overwhelm me. And then I just like throw my hands up and I procrastinate because I'm like,
what I can say from Sonia, like you've always got a bit of a strategy in place. Like you're going in with intention, and there's, you're not just going in to see how the salon's going see, like obviously that you will, but it's a part of it. And you're a really bubbly person. You're a very powerful woman. So when you do go in, it's like you've got, you're trying to achieve X, Y, and Z, but then you're also, there to connect and to,
my business will organically grow.
Yeah.
If yours grows.
That's right.
Right. So if I can help you make more money, make your staff confident, help you with a direction, then you're going to then network and go, oh my God, Sonia helped me do this, this, and this. You need to talk to her. Right.
Like impact.
It's impact,
like you're trying to,
right?
Yeah.
I've had, when I was at, I worked for L'Oreal, and I had a salon in Braidwater. You talked about her a lot, and her name was Cara, and she had big colour account, right? She'd order $2,000 to $3,000 worth of colour with me every month, right? But she had no retail, and I sat down with her one day. So I'm going back 15 years ago, okay? And I said to her, Carrie, you're the only salon in Braidwood. Please tell me your clients. I said, I'm going to ask you something. Do your clients come back to you every 6 weeks with faded care? She goes, yes. Like she looked at me with these eyes. She's like, how do you know? Right? Like I was a miracle. Like I had this, psychic. And I said, you don't sell shampoo and conditioner. You don't buy any retail from me. Why? And I actually said to her, broke it down. This is why they need it. You know that. This is why they should, blah, blah, blah. She went from having, I'm telling you, she had one shampoo and an odd conditioner on her shelf. It gave me anxiety walking in. I was like, please just get rid of it. Rather have nothing than just have these two odd random bottles on the shelf, right? She went from having 2 bottles to 2 full retail shelves, an extra 50K in her business. Now, she wasn't doing GST at that point. She sent a letter of commendation to L'Oreal. She said, I changed the trajectory of her business through retail.
Wow.
Now, this is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
She's like, I would never not sell retail now. Like, she's just like, I don't know how I did it without it. But it's about her clients and what they were doing and the results she could achieve by them using that. They're in tank water in the country. Like, their hair was never going to survive any day of the week without a good product.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Bali. Oh.
Every time people go to Bali, I'm like, please don't put your head under the water. And you come back and your hair, blonde's all crusty and yellow, and you're like, oh no, green. Worse.
Yeah.
So did I answer your question?
I think so.
Yes.
That's a yes, you did. That's a normal thing.
It's
for
hard
this podcast.
It's hard to generalize some things though. Like, how you're like, oh, like,
but
just
for
a general
business. Yeah, it's about networking. It's about networking. And as I said, it's about, knowing that I can help. And
as I said, like impact, like making sure
organically grows from that. You know?
Yeah.
I just feel like
it's word of mouth
help
as
so many, like more. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I think growth sometimes does take a little bit of time, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're doing this right, and then all of a sudden it goes like this. And I even noticed that when we had retail lines with the company I worked with before, is that I talk about a particular product, and all of a sudden over a couple of years it went from kind of just trickling, and then all of a sudden everyone knew about it, everyone wanted it, kind of. And I think that's very like our kind of businesses.
Yeah.
It goes through that growth period, and then all of a sudden bang, it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I know that you're big on mindset and your habits. So I want to touch on, before we wrap things up, just about your daily routines. And again, because you're such an inspiring woman and you're a very successful one, that is. We're here to empower.
Yeah.
We're here to empower.
I love it. I love how passionate you get though. Like you just get so like you're so empowering and like I love it. It's so cute.
Well,
my routine.
Yeah, so your daily, your non-negotiable habits, your daily routine, and I guess about what you might do. So you mentioned that you do yoga. So run us through like your day and how you keep a very positive mindset.
Yep.
as
So
a business owner.
I journal every day, non-negotiable for me. I do it at night and I do it in the morning.
Yeah. See, it's
Okay.
like proof of the pudding. It's like everyone we talk to, journal.
I do a gratitude. I do a check-in. I do the best part of my day. I think there's 5 check-ins I do.
Just in your journal?
Yeah, I've actually got an app now that gives me these 5 check-ins.
Oh, cool.
What app is that?
It's called Calm.
Oh yeah, calm.
Yeah, and they've actually continued. I've been using. I actually looked at when I first started using it. I started using it 3 years ago when I started listening to Jay Shetty.
And him.
Shout out Jay Shetty.
Yeah, he was a game changer for me.
I did.
Yeah, he was a game changer. So I read his book 3 times. Live Like a Month.
Oh yeah.
I learned a lot from that, and then basically just instilling meditation. Every morning I'll listen to. So when I was repping, I'd get in the car and my first appointment. So normally I looked after Northern Beaches. So my first appointment was always like half an hour to an hour away. I listened to an audio every day. And that was and I still do.
Self-development.
So
Like habit stacking. Hey, like, you're driving your car instead of listening to
it was automatic. I didn't have to think about it, right? So I knew, get in the car, audio goes on. And then I get obsessed with ticking the boxes, right? I don't want a day that's missed, right? Well, how long can the street go for?
Me.
Right? So yeah, I journal, I meditate, I listen to Calm before I go to bed. I do a little bit of exercise at home, do a bit of yoga at home.
Beautiful.
And then start my day. But I always have, I've got a book that I have that I continue with my tasks. So every day I have a list ready to go. So I don't need to think about what I need to do for that day. And I find if I've got that there, I love crossing it out. That's my OCD. That's the Virgo, the perfectionism.
Oh my God, I'm not going to go to.
Oh, my soul sister sitting right here. So I love ticking off things. And then at the end of the day, I feel like, one thing I've learned through this positive mindset is it's a win, even if I don't tick it off. So have you heard of a box diary? No. Okay. So you just put everything in. So even your meals, you box everything in, right? So everything you do for the whole day. And then you do that with your tasks. So you just write all your tasks down. But if you don't finish it, it's actually still okay. So I know I still got stuff done, and I still go, you know what? I got that.
Rather than being hard on yourself.
Rather than being hard on myself. And I go, you know what? It's good. I at least got things that I needed to tick off. So I've got my 3 priorities. And there's urgent and there's must do. So the must do gets first rather than the urgent.
Yeah.
Because sometimes urgent can actually wait.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. What is your best piece of advice for our listeners that you'd like to share? So it could be anything. It could be
a quote.
It could be a quote. It could be business. It could be anything. The world is your oyster.
Okay. My advice is go in your own lane.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Stay in your lane.
stay, and you know what? There's no limitations. The only limitations you have is what you put on yourself.
Yeah.
And we listen to a lot of the noise in the background. Turn the noise off, and we can actually do anything we want to do.
Yeah.
Have you dealt with like a lot of imposter syndrome or anything like that, like personally? Or because I feel like I deal with it like not on a daily basis, but like I'll have like stunts where I'm like, hell yeah, I'm this like amazing person and blah, blah, blah. And then I'll like hit walls and I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like even this morning when I was like getting ready for the podcast, I'm like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like I let like this like negative person.
So we've talked about this.
Yeah, this is why every time I've spoken to Sonia, I feel like I'm speaking to my mum.
Yeah.
But the mum that I never had.
And
like,
because she's all the time.
Like, and she does. Like, and I think that's with the lives. Like, she was killing it with the lives with our new business coach. We're meant to be doing lives. Like, she wants to do it every single day. I haven't even done one yet. I said to Sonia, can you please jump on with me?
Yeah.
And because we had a chat, we were on the phone and what we were talking about, like basically you overthink things, you start to get in your own head and then,
it stops you from
actioning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So for me, I have a lot of young, beautiful women that I guess I'm around.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am the veteran. Like I am over 50 now. Okay. And I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
I actually don't. Like I actually don't care. Like,
oh, I can't wait to not care.
Yeah. But this is like, and when I spoke to Sonia,
I don't care about people.
No.
I don't care about, so I know that I have to, I am who I am.
Yeah. And you're just like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it happen for myself.
I have learned the hard way, right? I have not done things because I've listened to other people. I've made mistakes. And I think I shouldn't have done this or I should have done this. And now it's like, you know what? I go with my gut.
Yeah.
And I listen to myself and you're either on the bus or you're off the bus. That's it. And my circle, they do say the people that are in your circle really count. And you know what? Actually, they do really count. All people in my circle now are leveling up. Right. And I get to speak to people like you. And I said this to Jess, like I'm inspired by you guys because I wasn't like this at your age. Right? I had 3 kids. I was, I look back and I didn't give myself the credit. I look back and I go, I actually survived that. I don't know how anyone would have left a marriage. My father had passed away. 3 months later, I left my partner through DV and I had 3 kids, under 7. And I had to find a place to live, had to find a new job. I lost my business. Like I had it tough. And I look back now and I go, if anyone said to me, this is what's going to happen, you need to step up, I'd go, oh, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I did. And I look back and I go, you know what? No one can keep me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really sad? And I did say this to Sonia, like so many of us younger girls will get to the point when we are 40, 50 and go, fuck, I wish I was more confident. I wish I just did that thing. I wish I didn't hold back or,
so funny that you say that because I like had an epiphany when I was over at Seeds and it was like a similar thing. I was just like, I'm not going to like, I don't want to like get old and wish that I'd done these things or
not old. Calm down on the old. Calm down on the old guys. No, I'm just joking.
No, we're talking like 80. Jesus.
Calm down on the old girls.
I do speak to people that say like, oh, I wish I did this when I was young, or I wish I had done this, or I wish I'd started that business. And like, when I was away, that's when I was kind of like, I just like I make up excuses for myself. Like I can't go on a massive holiday because I'm a business owner. Like I've made that excuse up for myself for years. That's been a limiting belief of mine.
That's and right. I went, believe what you
100%
say is what happens.
For me, that was a massive one for me. So I was just like, for me, that was a massive realization.
Yeah,
for me 100%. To be like, you know what, everything's fine. Like I don't want to live my life by these limiting beliefs anymore.
Do you know what? One thing I always say to my kids and to my close friends, I say, you know what? It always works out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what situation you're in.
So true.
It always works out the way it's meant to be.
Yeah.
If you have rebuttal, it's because you're not letting the universe let you go that way.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel right and you push back, you know what it does? It stops you from progressing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you want something so bad and it's not happening. It's not meant for you. Let it go.
Yeah.
Because we try so hard to go down a certain path, and then when it doesn't work, you've held back 6 months. You've stopped yourself from progressing for 6 months because you just didn't let it flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for you. I say my mantra always: "What's for you won't go past you." I say that
Oofed.
I love it.
every day. What's for you will not go past you. If it goes past you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we need to do a podcast on that.
I say it all
There's
the time.
like so many little things popping into my mind because that is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true, and that's
Let
why
it.
you've
What,
got it
what's that other one? Like let it flow or let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I always, if
And
I,
comparison is the
Thief
thief
of
of joy.
joy.
That's my favorite quote.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to share with
no, I just really appreciate you guys having me
Oh,
on.
I've loved it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna expect a message from me.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
work with you for sure. I think
Yeah.
it'll be very exciting, and that's what I love doing.
Yeah.
I just love doing it. So, as I said, I love speaking to powerhouses like yourself. I know you guys will have that. Sometimes you have that self-doubt, but honestly, take it from, as I said, I know I don't like the word old or veteran or whatever, but seriously, like, you guys are killing it, and take the wins.
Yeah.
You don't sit back and go, you know what? I didn't. I look back and one of my clients said to me, she said, you always reinvent yourself. That's what I love about you. And I never thought of it that way. I went from having my business, losing it all. I did, corporate sales, and I killed it. I killed it, and then opened up another salon. Then I went into sales in the industry, and then I'm now doing coaching. So I have reinvented myself, and I've never stopped to think about that,
Yeah.
So
You're amazing.
keep going,
I
girls.
agree. I think what we'll do, we'll pop your link for your Instagram and the
Yes, I
course
was
in the
literally-
show notes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that everyone can have easy access to that.
Yeah.
Check you out on
And-
socials.
Thank you.
So it's the Salon Doctor on Instagram, and
And it's DR. So,
DR, yeah.
not DOC.
Yeah,
TOR, it's DR.
beautiful. Yeah, we'll pop it in the show notes, and I'm sure Sonia's inbox is always open. I am really rusty. So anyone that is, anybody that was super inspired by our podcast today, make sure you hit her up.
Thank you.
That sounds good.
Big love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.